What's going on, everyone, and welcome back. So today's video is talking about Metazoo, the spectrum across from Kickstarter all the way down to the brand new Crypto Nation 2nd edition NFT boxes on eBay. We're looking at current asking prices, sold prices, and trying to get a current pulse on the market. Now, as I always mention, Metazoo is never slowing down. They're moving rapidly into different product verticals, and they are definitely drawing the hype. Some of their products have dipped while some of them are remaining stable or still increasing upwards. So the first thing we're looking at is the itself, the Crypto Nation 1st edition Kickstarter booster box. Now, what I generally do when I go on eBay is I go over to the right at the top, I click it, best match all the way down a distance, and I click lowest price first. And the reason why I want to do this is because I want to see the lowest prices. When I scroll down and I find the product that I want, I look at the seller feedback, the rating they have, the condition of the product. I make sure it all checks out. And if I'm happy with that, I will buy that listing. That's what I normally do. Also at the top, you can see where it says accept offers. I may click that because that means the seller is generally a person who will budge on the sale. They're generally willing to go down because maybe they need money more, but be careful on lowballing because they may not respond to you. And what I normally do is reach to them in the messages and say, hey, what is the lowest that you're willing to go on this product? Because sometimes you have a lot of competing offers, and if yours is the lowest, you may not get it and it may sell quickly if it's a hot item. So first and foremost, Kickstarter box, let's scroll down and find the first one that we see. So this non-alternating, this is empty. Make sure you're reading that because you might end up buying an empty box. As we scroll down, we see a box right here, 2 bids at $6,100. So the boxes are still going for quite a premium. They were right around $8,000 to $9,000. So that's what I'm looking for to see if they've dipped. Now we have one bid at $7,000 and we have a current asking price of $8,450, which isn't bad. You get free shipping. This box is sealed. It looks nice. It's a Kickstarter box and it's close to $9,000. So these are sitting pretty stable. And as they get ripped open, they're only going to increase in value as long as Metazoo is pushing forward. So let's go ahead and look at these sold item prices. Now, for this, I generally want to look at ended recently to see what the most recent comp is. So the most recent comp was on January 2nd at $8,100. So that is about $300, $350 below the current lowest asking price. So that is not bad. $8,000 is still a very respectable price for a Kickstarter box, and they are sitting pretty stable, like I said. So looking at the next thing, we have the Crypto Nation 1st edition booster box. I think this is one of the best pickups that anybody can get because it is much more affordable than a Kickstarter box. Also, it is also one of the first, it is the first segment of Metazoo, the first block, and it is one of the rarest items. It has one of the lower print runs opposed to Nightfall and so on. So I think this would be a great pickup for the future, especially if you put it inside of an acrylic case and just hold on to it for a very long time. Now, scrolling down for the lowest price, make sure you're not picking up that 2nd edition right there, right? Don't click and buy really quickly. That is not the 1st edition box. Now, you know in the bottom left, there's a 2 or a 1. That's where it tells you it's 1st or 2nd edition. And we know these boxes are not hovering right around $100. So as we scroll down, this is what we are going to do. All right, so it looks right now like the lowest price on a 1st edition box is close to $1,000. So it seems that these are still increasing in price. These were sitting right around $700 to $800, close to $850, and now they are edging closer from $950 to $1,000. But let's look at sold pricing. So sold pricing on the 1st edition boxes, we're going to look at once again ended recently, and then we see a best offer accepted under $900, and we see one recently sold at $988 on January 7th. Which is really, really good for this box. They are going up in value, which is a good thing. If you want to see the best offer accepted, you can go to 130point.com and you can see the price it actually sold for. Now, a lot of people will try to throw you comps for the best offer accepted, pretending that this was the sold price. Do not fall for that. There's a strike through that price. That is not the price it sold for, and it could have been $800. So when you're looking at the most recent comps, ensure you're getting it from a place like 130point.com to see the exact price that it actually sold for. All right, so Metazoo Nightfall box. So the lowest price right now, and looking at these spell books, it seems that they're still a couple down under the $50 range, but they are increasing in price. We see some at $75, $83, and going up to like $90. Now, this is good for these Metazoo spell books, especially if you got some of these early. So going down to the first Nightfall box, this is 10 bids for $85. We see 2 bids up to $177. And the first buy it now is $189.99 with 15 watchers. So these have dipped a little bit. They were sitting around, you know, $250 to $200, and are dipping right below the $200 range. I do not think that's bad. Like I said before, this does have a lower print run than second edition. This is the second major release, and these are cheaper than the Cryptid Nation first edition boxes. So I would highly recommend just picking up at least one of these for the future as well. If you believe in Metazoo, at least a first edition box and a Nightfall box if you can afford it, because the Nightfall box is on the lower end of the price spectrum, especially under $200. This is a pretty good deal. Now, talking about Nightfall, it wasn't as great as first edition, and that's why these prices are dipping a lot lower right now. And plus, people are hyper focused on the second edition release, the NFT release, and everything else Metazoo has going on. But I'm sure as these boxes decrease in the future and they dry up, then they will go up in value. So what is the most current sold price? So we're going to look at ended recently, and we have a best offer under $200, under $195, but it looks right here like on January 7th, one sold right under $200. So that is not bad. We're still looking at close to $200 for a Nightfall box. But just bear in mind, when you sell on eBay, you're going to lose about 13%. And that's why a lot of people like to sell on, say, Facebook. You will not get as many eyes on your product. But if you're in some of the big Metazoo pages, then you can save quite a bit of fees by, you know, using social media platforms like Facebook opposed to eBay losing 13%. All right, so next we have the second edition booster box. I talked about these recently, and the lowest price on these right now, we have 2 bids right at $20, and moving on down, 1 bid at $65, and the lowest price seems to be $97.99 with free shipping. So the MSRP on these are $139.99. They just came out. They do have a huge print run, but they are Cryptid Nation cards, which are really cool cards. So if you want to get your hands on some cards, if you want to play the game, then definitely pick up one of these boxes. Will these go up in the future in the very long term? Yeah, I do think so. I do think these will go up in the very long term down the road. But right now, I do not think these are something that you should really be worried about investing in for overnight, unless you're picking up cases for years' time. But $97 is a very respectable price. If you look hard enough, you can probably snag one right around $85 to $90. And I do think this is probably close to the floor price, because they do seem to be trending back up to the $100 price point, very close to it. So let's look at the current sold item prices. What is the lowest and the most recent? So we have ended recently, and right around the same, $97.99 seems to be the floor price on eBay right now. And the same day, one actually sold for under $90, $89.99. So be looking for deals. Don't be afraid to ask somebody for a best offer and to go a little bit lower, or ask them, like I said, DM them and ask them what's the lowest they will go. Now, the last thing I want to look at is also the Cryptid Nation second edition NFT boxes. I talked about these. I think these are one of the best pickups for investability from the second edition Cryptid Nation line. And I understand it is just a sticker, right? It is just a sticker, but Kickstarter non-alternating was also just a sticker. These have rarity. These are limited print with this sticker. So that means that people do pay for this sticker because it is a more rare item. It holds exclusivity, and only NFT holders could get this. So if you were to invest in a box for second edition, I would highly recommend an NFT box. It is not for some people, but if it's not, then that's fine. Just don't pick it up. But looking at the current pricing for it, it's still hovering as high as $500, and I've still seen some in the low $300 range, $349. And I did get a recent offer for $325. Here's one right here at $330 with a best offer. Now let's look at the current sold item pricing ended recently for the second edition NFT boxes. And we are still looking at $500 on January 4th. January 6th, that was not an NFT box. $379 on January 1st. So it does seem that these are starting to sell for more and more. They are going up. They are as high as $500. But like I said, it doesn't mean this is the floor price. They may take a large dip because they did just come out. There is some FOMO kicking in, fear of missing out, and people are snatching up these boxes. But if you can get one in the low $300 range, especially high $200 range, I think that is a really good deal. So let me know what y'all think about this price analysis and these updates. Do you like them? Do you want to see more in the future? And the last thing I want to quickly show, as I normally do, are some announcements from the Metazoo official Discord. So we have an update right here. Valentine's Day is coming quickly, and so are our chibis. The chibi Valentine's Day set. Here's another special spoiler for you. What do you see so far? So we see some really cool cards in the background. We see the Chibi Grim Reaper. I really love that artwork. The Chibi Loveland Frogman, one of the coolest Cryptid Nation characters, and Grim, one of the best Nightfall characters. And this is what the packs most likely are going to look like. So they look really nice. Very excited for this. And also another spoiler, you can see Hodag. So with the heart right there, I'm guessing this is also going to be in the Chibi set. They have a first edition stamp at the bottom left and also 6 out of 10. So it seems to be 10 of these cards in the set. So I hope you enjoy these updates. I really love and enjoy all of you. Thank you for all of your support. I will be hosting another big giveaway very soon, and I will announce it very soon. So thank all of you. God bless. See y'all later.